You are listening to Belly Birth Beyond with Pelvic Floor Mama, hosted by Becca Boving, a PTA, mom of two, and now your go-to pelvic floor coach. Welcome to the safe space where no topics of motherhood are off limits and judgment is left at the door. Too many mamas are dismissed when they've got valid concerns. If you're sick of hearing that's normal when it feels otherwise, keep listening. Hey, mama, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Today, we're talking about this for the moms who have tried pelvic floor PT and feel like it didn't do anything for them, or you're still struggling in pain and you're just wondering why it works for some people and not for others. And here's the thing. Not all pelvic floor physical therapy or clinicians or specialists or whatever you want to say are the same. Everyone and everything is slightly different. And I talk about this because I have worked with several different clinicians, and not a single one does things exactly the same. They all have a different approach. They all do things a little differently. We're also talking about something very intimate and personal, and it's hard to be comfortable with them, or it can be, right? So you want to find someone who you not only feel comfortable with, and they also support what you need help with. So a lot of us, pelvic floor PT is very broad scope. It's like a big umbrella, and there are so many things that fit underneath this umbrella. Like we're talking peeing yourself, when you cough, sneeze, laugh, urgency, stress incontinence. We're talking like pain with intimacy, prolapse, pregnancy, birth preparation, postpartum, ab separation, getting back to running. There's just so many different pieces to pelvic floor, and every person kind of has their own specialty. And maybe not everybody. Some just kind of treat generically across the board, but a lot of people hone in and have something that they really enjoy working with and something that they're really good at working with. And this is where, like, not all pelvic floor exercises, not all pelvic floor specialists are the same. And I think this is where a lot of moms become frustrated, especially during pregnancy. I want to touch specifically on pregnancy because, and even more so, like specifically on pubic pain, because symphysis pubic dysfunction it's a very specific type of pain. You hurt to roll over, to walk, to get dressed. It hurts to like stand up, to move. Like it just feels like your pubic bone is like ripping in half sometimes, or you pulled your groin. Some moms explain it as someone took a baseball bat to them, and it just feels like this very deep bruise. And when you go to try to find relief so you can roll over and walk and get dressed and do the things that you have to do all day, every day, but do them without pain, you're met with things like, oh, it's just normal. It's just your hormones. It's just your baby's positioning. And I've talked about this a lot, right? Like pubic pain is definitely my specialty. And this is something that I think is wildly like not understood, I guess is what I would say. There's so many misconceptions out there, but here's the thing. During pregnancy, you are like a very special, like, I don't want to say population, but like population. And not everyone works with pregnancy. Not everyone's comfortable working with pregnancy. Not everyone will do pregnancy because it's hard to bill the insurance. Like there's all of these like barriers when you become pregnant and receiving the right kind of care. And the biggest one, I think, is that not everyone has the experience working with pregnancy pain and specifically pubic pain. And so that's where you go into a clinic and you're doing all the things and things aren't working. And sometimes your pain is getting worse. And you're like, what is going on? I have worked with dozens of moms who have tried pelvic floor PT during pregnancy, who have had pubic pain, who became so frustrated that they started looking for other options. And it's not that their pelvic floor PT is doing anything wrong. And it's not that they are doing everything that they can to make you comfortable and to give you the support that you need. But they just sometimes they just don't necessarily have the experience or the education for pregnancy, like what is different through pregnancy, how we can address pregnancy compared to if you weren't pregnant. And a lot of times when we feel like we can't address what's wrong, we think, oh, it is just normal. We can't fix it. So it must just be like kind of how pregnancy is. And so you might kind of get like pushed aside there where it's like, well, you are pregnant. So we do have hormones, we do have baby's positioning. We can only do so much. And while some of these things may be true, there's a lot more that we can do that we don't always realize. And a lot of times I've noticed across the board the things that are the same and with a lot of pelvic floor PTs are they jump straight into exercise. Straight into exercise. And maybe this is different for like self-paying clinics. If you've ever had to go into a clinic and they don't take insurance, this might be very vastly different. I don't like I can imagine that would be a very different experience. But when you're going into like a clinic that takes insurance and they're going to bill your insurance and you're having pain and stuff, the first thing that they're doing is, well, one, they're going to look at you and see what's wrong, right? They're going to do an evaluation, but then they're going to jump right into exercises. And if we skip that key part before we even get to exercises, if we just pass over that, you're not going to get better. You're just going to constantly have to do these exercises. You're going to have to constantly find different exercises to do because those ones aren't working. And that's where it becomes so frustrating to you because you're doing everything that people are telling you to do. You're trying so dang hard. You just want to be able to roll over and get some sleep and get dressed and just walk. Maybe you just want to play with your toddler and you are having so much pain that it's taking a toll, right? That physical pain is there, but now you have that emotional and mental aspect to it, and it's freaking hard. And it doesn't have to be this way. And I'm not talking bad about pelvic floor PTs at all. Like, I really hope that no one leaves this and is like, wow, she really bashed them. Because y'all, they are amazing and they do some very great things. And this isn't everybody. This is just a lot of what I have seen from moms who have left pelvic floor PT to join the pain-free pregnancy and postpartum package, and what I have seen in the clinic myself. And this is why so many people we have our specialties within pelvic floor. My specialty within pelvic floor is pregnancy. Specifically, it's pubic pain. But then others that I work with, some of their specialty is pelvic pain, like pain with intimacy is like their favorite thing. There's another one who loves to do like just the incontinence, help women be able to not pee when they don't want to. I know people who specifically do just prolapse. That's all I do is just help moms overcome prolapse. I know the specialists who just are helping moms return to running and getting back into running shape and being able to run without peeing your pants and having prolapse or pain and things like that. There's the point of all of this is there's like specialties underneath the specialty. So there's a lot of other things that go a lot deeper into it. And when you find someone who really has a specialty, yes, we can treat generically and across the board, but what we're really good at is what we do all the time because we've done it so much that we've gotten really good at it. We've learned what works and what doesn't work, and it makes it a lot easier to provide you with results faster. And I think sometimes that can be frustrating because there are some things that take time, like overcoming diastasis recti, abs separation, prolapse. Like those are things that are going to take some time. Having pain with intimacy, like if you're having pain with sex, that's going to take some time. You're not going to feel better in a week or two. Especially if you've been dealing with it for years, that takes some time to be able to uncase all of the things going on, because it's not just about your pelvic floor. It's also about your nervous system and how your body responds and how you're holding stress. And is there deeper layers of trauma involved? Like there's a lot to unpack there. And so it can take time. But when you're pregnant and you are all of a sudden having more pain and you're struggling with these things, your body, like pregnancy shouldn't be the reason you have pain. Yes, some moms have like back pain before pregnancy and then pregnancy makes it worse. And we can still help that. We can still help you feel significantly better with less back pain. But when you are having no pain at all, and then all of a sudden you're pregnant, or maybe you had pain with your previous pregnancy and now you're pregnant again. That pain isn't just your pregnancy. It's not just your hormones. It's not just your baby. It's your body like screaming out I need support to help support this baby, to like help continue this baby to grow. Like your pelvic floor is doing all of that work. And a lot of times the muscles and the structures surrounding it aren't helping to support it. And so not all pelvic floor PT is the same. Not all exercises are necessary. Sometimes you don't even need exercises. I have found, especially in the last couple months, that when I implement the B.S.R method, this is a method that I created specifically because moms weren't finding relief and things weren't working and something had to change, right? It's not just exercises you need. So when they implement the B.S.R method, they don't even get to exercises yet. And they're already like being able to cough and sneeze and lift their dog or their child or whatever it may be without peeing themselves. They're having significantly less pain just from simply learning this method. I just ran the 5-minute Mama Relief Reset, and this is just where you incorporate this like pieces of this B.S.R method. I start to teach it to you with 5 minutes a day for 5 days. We just walk through it. By the end of by day 5, you're like putting everything together and you're really starting to incorporate this method into your day. And this is where moms were noticing like significant improvement with their pain or significant improvement with leaking just by doing these methods. It's not needing to do more exercises. Yes, we might have to do some. Absolutely. We might have to retrain your body and things like that. We might have to make things stronger. But it doesn't start there. We first have to teach your body how to support itself. So I go all the way back to like the B for B.S.R is the basics of your pelvic floor. We have to teach you that. And this is way beyond kegels. This is like kegels aren't even a part of my vocab. And if you've been around, you know, like we don't use kegels around here. Then we have to be able to support your pelvis because your pelvis is now like helping to support your baby, right? And so after you learn your basics of your pelvic floor and you learn how to support your pelvis, then we can do restore strength, stability, balance, those types of things, which would be exercises of some kind, but the ones that are right for you. Especially if you're dealing with pubic pain, there's things you need to avoid because you are just going to make it worse. And I think a lot of times we don't realize this. And so when I ask moms who are like, I've done all the exercises, I've gone to pelvic floor PT, I'm still having pubic pain. It still feels like my pelvis is being ripped apart. And it's like, okay, what are you doing at pelvic floor? Like, what are some exercises that you have? What are some things they've taught you? Let's talk about what they've done and what has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you. So that way we can help fill those gaps. And a lot of times what they have done, it's like they're not wrong exercises. There's no really right or wrong. It's just different. I would approach it differently. There are times where some of the exercises that they're doing are indeed increasing their pain, just like they're feeling. And being able to gently explain that and saying, this is what's going on with your pelvis right now. There's an instability. It's shifting. It's moving. We want to limit the shift in the movement in the pelvis that is creating you pain. And then we want to teach your body how to support it so you can get back to doing some of those things without having the pain. And so we have to be able to take a step back and address what's going on and take care of. We have to bring your pain down before we can do like anything else. And in order to bring your pain down, we have to teach you how to support your pelvis. But we can't do that without teaching you the basics of your pelvic floor, which I think so often is just like we just skip over it. We do a little eval, we check your kegels. A lot of clinics still call it kegels. And then we just send some exercises at you. This is what happens in the clinic a lot. And it's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. It's just different. So if you're like wondering, I've been going for so long, I'm not finding any relief or I'm not feeling any different, like I don't understand, like if it's just me that something's wrong, if I need to do something else, and you feel like you are doing everything you can, right? Like you're trying all the things, you're listening to everything that everyone's telling you, and you are like, you're compliant with it. You're staying on top of it. You're motivated. You want to feel better, but it's just not working. And it's just because we have to take a different approach. We can't just throw exercises at you and hope that this fixes it. We have to teach you long-term how to support your body and how to support your pelvic floor. And when we do that during your pregnancy, When you have pregnancy pain and you be able to implement this method and stuff, not only is your pregnancy better, not only can you enjoy your pregnancy and do more during your pregnancy, but your birth experience is better and smoother and easier. Your postpartum recovery is again smoother and easier. You also have the tools already to help you recover postpartum, and this is huge. This is what so many moms don't get unless you're like pushing for a referral to go to pelvic floor PT. And even then, you have to wait 6 weeks. There's so much healing that can take place during those 6 weeks. I talk about that in a whole nother episode of why you shouldn't wait 6 weeks. So if you're wondering about that, there's another episode talking about why you shouldn't wait 6 weeks and things that you can do to implement during it. So just know if you are struggling with pain, especially pregnancy pain, especially pubic pain, and you feel like nothing's getting better and nothing is helping, it's just a different approach. Not all pelvic floor is the same. Not all exercises are the same. Not all clinicians or specialists or coaches or however you want to classify us are the same. We all do things differently. And I think it's amazing and beautiful when we all have when we have a little niche, when we have a specialty that we're really good at, and then we refer to someone else who's really good at things. I've had so many moms come to me with pain with sex, and I'm like, I can help you. Yes. But I think if you want to be able to feel the results and the desired time that you have, I know 2 people who can do that for you because that is all they do. And they're good at it because that's their specialty. That's what they do all the time. That's what they've learned to help you with. Just like mine is the pubic pain. And I can help you navigate that. It's not just pubic pain, it's pregnancy pain in general, sciatic, hip, back. If you're struggling in pain during your pregnancy, it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to feel like this. If you feel like you've tried all of the things and it's just not working for you and it's just kind of your body's failing you or it's just not meant for you, you're just meant to kind of struggle and get through it, it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to feel like this. So I just want you to know that there's different support out there. There's lots of resources. You have to find your person, right? You have to connect with someone. You have to be comfortable with them and trust them. But you also have to make sure that they have the skills that you need to be able to treat what's going on. So that way you can feel better. So you can feel strong and comfortable and confident in your body. And that's really important. If you're looking for the B.S.R method, it's included in the pain-free pregnancy and postpartum package. So that's always linked below. And you can get started on that. This is for pregnancy pain, birth preparation, postpartum support. It's your complete pelvic floor roadmap through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. It's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, right? To help get you through your journey of motherhood. If you're wanting to try this 5-minute mama reset, it's $17. That's all it is. It's 5 days, 5 minutes a day. I've seen great results. I've gotten great feedback from it. I love it. This is a great little intro into understanding your pelvic floor and how to support yourself and just to be able to feel some relief with some of the most simple, basic things that you may not have thought of. And all it is 5 minutes. So that's also linked below if you're looking for some more resources. The 5-minute mama relief reset is also for pregnant or postpartum. It's not just specific to pregnancy pain. It's for pregnancy, it's for postpartum. If you're trying to conceive, if you're years postpartum, it's honestly, it's where I send everybody to go get started because I think it's really important. I think every woman should go through it just to have a better understanding of your body and how to support your body so you can truly feel good in it. With that, just remember, not all pelvic floor is the same. You don't always need exercises. Kegels aren't always the answer. And it doesn't have to feel like this. You can feel relief and strong, comfortable, confident, even in the midst of pregnancy and postpartum. It's just finding the right help and support for you and your body and the things that you need right now. Okay. We'll talk soon. Thanks for being here.
Nothing is TMI when it comes to motherhood, and common doesn't necessarily mean normal. Always trust your gut and never stop advocating for the care you deserve. If you enjoyed this podcast, help it reach more mamas like you by subscribing and leaving a review on your preferred listening platform. Keep in touch with me on Instagram by following Pelvic Floor Mama. See you next time.